What's up then? What's it all about?
Money. That's what it's all about. You had £2 off Grandad, £5 off me.
You let him have £5?
Don't worry, it'll get stopped out of his wages.
Such as they are.
Ah, such as they are. They treat him no better and no worse than anyone else.
Does a lot less than all.
I'll deal with this, Peggy. You get rest of washing in.
Well, don't keep him chatting. Matt's stuck up doing walling on his own.
And there's Matt. You had £2 off him, too.
I wanted to get his rod repaired.
And I wanted Peggy out of the way before it got mentioned.
We shall have to know sometime.
All the same, that's a private argument. I don't want it mixed up with this. Did you get it done?
No.
Why not? You have money enough to get it done half a dozen times.
Well, Cartwrights hadn't got part to fit.
Well, you can sort that out with Peggy and Matt when you choose. Why did you want all that money?
It's my business.
Not when you have to tell lies to get it. What was the real reason? Where were you going to take her? I'm no fool. I know what goes on in boys' heads. You wanted to take that Wilkes girl out for a treat, somewhere posh. What it?
Oh, look. £2 for Grandad and 5 bob light of your fiver. I'll make it up, don't fret.
You are, Dad.
Ah, he's got it bad, hasn't he?
Poor lad.
Right, it's hard with women at his age.
Trouble is, Jack being mixed up with the two. Doesn't make for a happy house when brothers are at odds over the same girl.
Well, you'll have to have a word with Jack then.
I will. Not without her. Worst thing a mother can do is to try and sort out her son's women.
You've had a spree by the look of it.
Here, take them.
Can I open them?
Don't say I can stop you. Oh, had visitors, have you?
Yes. Oh, look at these. Are you going hiking?
Well, I hope to do a bit of walking. Keep this down. Who was it?
And a hat. Oh, I must see it on. Lovely. You look the perfect squire.
That's for you.
For me? Oh, Daddy, it's lovely. Thank you.
Who was the visitor?
Oh, just Jack Sugden. You'll have to get a walking stick to complete the picture.
I've got one. Did he just drop in?
No, I invited him to lunch.
You don't seem very keen to talk about it.
Well, there's nothing very much to talk about. He, helped me yesterday when I ran out of petrol. So I asked him to lunch as well as a sort of thank you. You don't mind, do you?
Why should I?
He's really rather nice when you get to know him.
And you're managing that, are you? Getting to know him? Seriously?
I've only met him twice. 3 times.
Well, everything has to start somewhere. I don't want to interfere. I don't want you getting hurt again either.
I'll be careful. Really, I will.
I don't mind who you have here, you know that. You're entitled to make your own friends. But if you arranged last night for him to come to lunch today, I'm wondering why you didn't mention it this morning.
I just didn't think of it.
Now, that's not quite true, is it, Marion?
No. I'm sorry. But I was...
You were afraid I'd think he was getting at you over the right-of-way business, eh? And did he?
No. I wanted to talk about it, but he wouldn't.
Very wise of him. Now, listen. Choose what friends you like. Meet them wherever you like, within reason. But leave any business of mine out of it, understand?
I only wanted to
I know,
ask-
be a good neighbour. Keep it friendly. But a right-of-way has got nothing to do with being neighbourly or being friendly. It's a legal matter. It's got to be sorted out that way, so that everybody knows exactly where they stand. And above all, never let there be anything but the truth between us. Right?
We're just thinking of starting milking.
Well, nobody's stopping you.
Somebody's got to do it, whoever does it.
Had a hard time with the walling, have you?
The best part of Long Acre to finish, if you're interested.
I find it difficult to get worked up over walls.
If you don't pull your finger out, there'll be no walls to worry about. Or farm either.
Does that bother you?
Aye, it does.
But you're thinking of leaving?
I haven't gone yet. And there's others to think of. Joe, Ma and Grandad, they've got to live somewhere. Well, perhaps that doesn't interest you either.
I like you, Matt. You're honest.
And you won't mind my saying, I'm not impressed with the way you behave since you've been here.
I don't like work.
Oh, that's honest. Not that you haven't made it obvious.
I've no reason to pretend what I'm not. Can you get labour round here easily?
If you can pay for it.
And get someone to do my share of the work. Here. Pay him the going rate and let me know if you need any more.
You're the owner. Do the iron and firing yourself.
Matt, you're likely to be in trouble with Peggy about the fishing rod Joe broke, aren't you? No, wait. If the weather holds and you do go fishing, take Joe's rod. She won't notice.
Could be right.
If it was a hat or a coat, yes. But a fishing rod? Never.
Ah, thanks for the tip. Tell you what, I'll manage the cows on my own.
Come on, Dad. You don't have to sit on top of fire. Rest of rum's not freezing.
Blood's not as thick as it was.
Where's towel?
Yeah. You should get it before you start.
You should use bathroom. That's proper place, not sink.
If I go to bathroom, you complain about mud on stairs, so make your mind up.
Hey? You'll have to learn a bit too if you're going to make it with that Wilkes girl. Well, there's naught to be ashamed of in trying to live decent.
It's farmhouse, Peggy, not a palace. Have you dropped in to do some work? Just to see how things are getting on?
What's all this? The sun's shining.
Is it worth it, do you think?
Better try. It's worse than April.
Well, that now get a look at fire now.
Too hard done by, that's your trouble.
What you doing tonight, Joe?
Take this. What? Go on.
Would you like to go down to the pub? I'd like to buy you a drink.
I can buy my own drinks.
Don't waste your time.
When's peacemaking a waste of time?
When it's done at the wrong time. He's in no mood for chatting to you, or anyone else for that matter. Leave him be. He'll work himself out of it.
Does he get moods much?
All lads get moods over girls sometimes. It's part of growing up.
He's told you what his trouble is, then.
What's your version?
I haven't got one.
Suit yourself. But it might pay you to remember this isn't the city. Courting still means something here.
Well, there's still quite a lot goes on behind Eric's, though.
That does no harm either. But walking out's taken seriously by most young uns. You serious about this Wilkes girl?
Serious? I'm not sure I know what that means.
You know what I mean.
Oh, I think I know what you mean.
And that's all that counts in this argument. And if you're not serious, the way I mean it, then leave her alone and give Joe a chance to find out if he is.
It's got an old-fashioned ring. Serious.
I dare say. And by the same token, you might think of doing some old-fashioned work and make up your mind about doing some work to keep our heads above water.
I've been doing that. During the next few weeks, while I sort out what I'm going to do, I want to engage a man to help out. Do my share of the work. Will you get someone for me?
Hey,
I don't know anyone. I'll pay his wages, of course.
you're not sure?
No, I'm not short. How much will it be?
That's for you to find out.
No help, eh?
Listen, Jack. That's a lot of money you got there. How you got it is your affair. Except I hope it was come by honestly. No, you listen. This farm is yours. I've told you the position. But you've hardly done a hand's turn to help since you set foot in the place. All right, we'll have to manage. We'll be glad of your help, but you can keep your money. If you want to do something to help the farm, do it yourself. Accept responsibility for the place, or leave. There's no room for passengers here, however thick their wallets are.
Yes?
Mr. Wilkes is here, Mr. Peters.
Oh, show him up, will you? Ah, Mr. Wilkes. Find me the file on the Sugden farm, will you? Punctual as ever, Mr. Wilkes.
I don't like being kept waiting, so I make a point of doing unto others. You could do with a lift.
Oh, there's not room, I'm afraid. I look upon those stairs as my daily exercise.
Maybe, but your customers come here for advice, not exercise.
Would you like some tea?
No, thank you.
A cigar?
No, I'll have a pipe. Any news of the Dundley sale?
Well, both Jewson and Blakeston are still considering.
I don't know what they've got to consider. They'd be fools not to jump at the chance of getting Dundleys.
Yes, well, I think some of the directors are away.
Maybe. So, I didn't come here to discuss that. Sugden's due at 3, right? That gives us a few minutes. What do you know about him?
What, personally, you mean?
Oh, what sort of a chap is he? What does he do for a living?
Well, I can't help you much, I'm afraid.
You must know something.
Well, very little. The Sugdens lease the farm from the Mayfield estate. They have done for 2 or 3 generations.
I don't want to run down on his family history. Just tell me what you know about him.
Well, he's been away for about 8 years.
Where? Doing what?
Well, nobody knows. He returned when his father died. He left originally because they quarrelled, or so I've heard. But what it was about...
What about before he left? What sort of a chap was he then?
Well, I've only been here 6 years. In fact, I've never met him.
Who's the biggest busybody in the village?
I think there's a choice of several.
Oh, one'll do. Just someone I could meet casually. You know, somebody who chats a lot without being asked much.
You mean someone who would know about Jack Sugden?
That's it.
Do you ever go to the Woolpack?
I can, if necessary.
The landlord, Amos Brearley. Now, he knows pretty well everything about everybody in Beckingdale since the year dot. Yes?
Mr. Sugden for you, Mr. Peters.
Oh, tell him to come up. I think he should be able to tell you anything you wanted to know. May I ask why you're so interested in him?
My daughter's getting friendly with him. It's her own affair, and I don't want to interfere. But sometimes it's a father's duty to...
To see she doesn't make the wrong choice.
Something like that. Let's get this over.
Come in.
All set, I see.
Sit down, Mr. Sugden.
Well, what's the drill?
Well, as you know from my letter, Mr. Sugden, Mr. Wilkes has a claim.
Yes, well, we don't want a lot of preamble. You know why we're here. I've a right of way through your farm. Do you deny that?
No.
All I want you to do is to clear all that stuff that's getting in the way of me using it.
And if I don't?
I'll take you to court to enforce my rights.
You're very keen on your rights, aren't you, Mr. Wilkes?
Is that anything to be ashamed of?
No, I like people who are keen on their rights. Actually, I'm keen on my own.
Well, if you've got any to stop me using that right of way, I'm willing to listen.
I haven't.
Then you'll clear that stuff.
If you want me to.
Well, I do. That's what we're meeting about.
All right, I'll have it cleared.
Good. I'm glad you can see sense. It'll save a lot of expense and trouble all round.
It's very muddy up that track, you know. Your cars won't find it easy going when it's wet. In winter, we have difficulty getting even a tractor across that field.
I'll have it drained and made up. That'll cure any bother.
Good. The hikers and ramblers will be grateful.
Wait a minute. What hikers? What ramblers?
Well, don't you know?
No what?
You don't, do you?
What's he on about?
For a solicitor, you're rather careless. You should research more. From the deeds of the old Miffield Manor, you have right of access to your house through our farm as a carriageway.
Aye.
But it follows the line of an old footpath, which is a public right-of-way, continuing through your property and out the other side. Past your drawing-room window, as a matter of fact. As I say, I'm keen on people who fight for their rights, and I shall help the Ramblers to fight for theirs. Good day.
Never guessed who was in here last night.
That right?
Another penny. Tell the Arca girl. She was asking about you.
Give me some change for the phone, will you? Tens.
If you want to see it, sing it. Sing it.
Wally? Jack? Jack! I'm in the Woolpack, that's why. Listen, I want you to get Bart Ansett to come up here. Because of a job I want him to advise me on. No, not the same time as Lynn. Oh, did she? I'll make it Wednesday. Yes, Wednesday. The Feathers, Connelton. No, she can book the room herself. Then you do it. Write it down. The Feathers, Connelton, near Houghton. Got it? And tell Bart to come up sometime next week. But let me know what day. Yes, Wednesday for Lynn. About 6. No, thank you. I've had enough. Hello. What do you have?
Champagne, please.
You mean you didn't notice at all? Not a thing. I could have been using a bench pin and a stick. Well, that's something, I suppose. Have any look? Oh, I cooked them half-pounders. Peggy cooked them when we got back. Oh, you had a bit of a party then? Yeah, this is good to get out. Come on. Come on, Come on, go. I'll have to find that catalogue Peggy used. See if I can get a new top piece. I'll pay for it, don't worry. Oh, I'm expecting you to. Oh.
Breakfast on table.
Right, we're nearly finished. Go on, girls. Oh, will you go on? I'll let them out. Right. We'll just go a nice cup of tea. Come on, girl.
It's from Mrs. Watson. Her mother's too bad, she can't leave her.
Oh, dear.
Thinks we ought to get somebody else.
Shall I make some inquiries in the village?
Yes. And while you're about it, see through any decent restaurants at the same time.
Am I really such a lousy cook?
Your coffee's good, but God help the man you marry if he has a sensitive stomach.
How did you get on about the right-of-way?
I've got egg on my face, that's what.
You mean there isn't a right-of-way?
Oh, there's a right-of-way, all right. But it's not just mine, it's public. All the world and his wife can come traipsing over our back lawn if they've a mind.
Across the lawn?
Blasted Peters. I mind to sue him.
Well, how did you find out?
Jack Sugden. Give him his due, though. He played his hand well. Even if he is too clever by half. I never felt such a fool in my life.
So what are you going to do?
Eat humble pie. I'm not looking forward to it. There's a time when it has to be done.
Did he say what happened?
All he said was right-of-way business was settled. Nothing more to worry about.
Meaning Wilkes isn't going to use it?
As I can tell, that's it.
Well, just like to know how he did it, that's all.
You're going to have to run. Jackson's shuts for dinner hour.
I'll go outside. He'll serve me.
Hope you're right. Be funny toad without sausages.
I'll get 'em, don't fret.
I never knew Harpy Jackson would say no to money.
It's her own silly fault. She had him on the list yesterday and forgot him.
Hey. That Wilkes girl's coming to yard.
Well, we're not putting flags out.
Wonder what she wants.
If you get off and get sausages, go on!
Oh, hello, is your mother here? Could I see you for a minute, Mrs. Sugden?
Come in. If you don't buck up, we won't get towed till supper time.
I hope I've not called at an awkward time.
No. I can get on while you say. What's the trouble?
Oh, no trouble. We need a cook, housekeeper, temporarily. I was wondering if you could recommend someone.
To work at Inglebrook?
Yes. I don't know anyone in the village. I'd be grateful if you could help.
Plain cooking, would it be?
Well, no, not quite. Daddy likes... Well, he's a bit of a gourmet.
You won't find many fancy cooks hereabouts.
You want our Annie? Cook out, she can.
I'm not available. I've enough on my hands here. You could try Mary Helliwell. She used to be in service at the old manor.
Do you know where she lives?
Down by a bridge, isn't it?
Aye, Hartford Street, next to Cullen's sweet shop.
Oh, hello, Joe.
Take no notice. It gets like that.
Well, I'll try Mary... Is it Mrs. Helliwell?
Ah, she's a widow. Happen she'd be glad of a bit of work.
Well, thank you. I am grateful. Do you know of any good restaurants around here?
Restaurants? Ah, that's something I wouldn't know about.
Daddy's getting a bit edgy with my cooking. So am I. We just want somewhere where we can get a decent meal.
And there's a place up at Crossroads. Don't know what it's like, though.
Well, the best place to eat round here is Hotel Cold Feathers. Connelton, out on Houghton Road.
Oh, I've heard that's good.
Aye, and best night to eat is a Wednesday. They have special chefs there Wednesday.
Oh, good. That'll cheer Daddy up.
Aye, and with a bit of luck, you might get a surprise yourself.